And it is on this day that I plugged in my headphones. It is on this day, this Thursday, this November 13th, 2014, where I have successfully plugged in my headphones, and it is time to announce we're about to all become better gamers, because it's episode 734 or 374. Once you get high enough, it's all the same. In today's episode, we are going to look at the start of life's road to winning Blizzcon. This will be part one of a 4-part series. I also have hot sauce in my eye. Oh, this is not what I expected for an intro. Oh my god, it burns. Oh, Jesus. Oh, what do I do? Okay, wait, I have contact solution right here. Hold on. Oh, god. Shit. What in the what? What is the odds? What are the odds? Oh my god. What the hell? Oh my god. Oh my god. I have a Chipotle burrito salad. You can't see it because I have green screen, so you know we can actually show the logo through it. And I use Chipotle smoked pepper Tabasco sauce on my thing, and I guess I had it on my hand and touched my eye at some point, and then just burning, intense, painful burning, and I couldn't think about anything. So without any further ado, let me tell you what today's episode is about. We're going to take a look at life's road to winning BlizzCon starting in the round of 16. This will be part one of a 4-part series, taking up today, Tuesday, and then Thursday, and then Tuesday. And we're going to look at him versus Zest first. We're going to look at all of the games in this best of 5, including one I don't want to cast. Games 1 and 2 are great, but really the problem is game 3, that I really just, it hurts me right in the heart. And we'll talk about it anyways, at ×8 speed. Whew! Good thing I have that power, right? Let's hop directly into this. This is at a time when Zergs tend not to be in tournaments. Most Zerg players are losing to Terrans as of late, because Terrans have had all this time to study the matchup with weakened Widow Mines. When Widow Mines turned weak, Terran players were like, ugh, and they began to check out Hellbats, then the Thor got buffed, and then yada 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 yada. But then the mines got buffed again. And so Zergs had to deal with both scary mines and all the new shits Terran came up with, so they began to just die. So whereas we normally see Zergs doing very well in previous leagues, in fact many people even being called patch Zergs because of how successful the Zerg race was as a whole, Life is one of those unusual Zergs who just seems to be hanging around despite all. So I was very excited to see the Zerg vs Protoss. There's a lot of TVT, PvP, PvT, and occasionally a smatterings of Zergs. But with the start of the round of 16 of BlizzCon, Life managed to do acceptably well in GSL in order to get here. See a little bit of analysis, a little bit of history. Oh, I'm like your favorite history teacher. I'm like that hot history teacher who you just can't believe dresses so well for high school. Oh, and it's AP. He must have smarts too. Little do you know, in the real world, no one uses AP history, but that doesn't mean you can't be aroused. Let's talk a little bit about what Zest is doing, taking an expansion right off the bat, and what I think is the kind of norm build in this matchup nowadays. I mean, it's a pretty simple logic. Zergs are doing all kinds of early expands, so we're going to do it. And in fact, we're not even going to get a forge. We're going to go straight into Gateway. But what if he rushes? Oh, what if he rushes? Well, most Zergs don't, because a 6 pool, as we'll see from Zest, has answers. It has answers to a 6 pool. What really sucks is a 10 pool that just slays this right off the bat and has some economy. But 10 pool is so bad in all other circumstances, it tends to be disregarded. There's some places where it's okay. This mug is too small. I'm out of water. I have ice cubes. It's time to just inhale through an ice cube and get cold air with a little bit of liquid refreshment as we talk about life in this game. Life's going to be looking pretty gosh darn normal, but that's okay, because he is the focus of this game. I'm just going to talk about Zest early on. Now, Life is going to do a very interesting series of transitions to trick his opponent into building the wrong thing at the wrong time. That's all I want you to know. Life, I paused a little too early. Life is actually preparing to go for 3 hatch. See, he's already sent it in without knowing anything because of the frequency of players going for Nexus first on this map, or for going Gateway and then Nexus with no unit. This is a relatively safe play against anything but like a Cannon Rush or like a Proxy 2-gate here. That's what this Overlord is doing. The Overlord's just here. Look at him. He's just chilling, and he's like, dude, if there's going to be a Zealot, I'll see it. It stops. Often this will continue forthwith, but since we have spotted an early expand, no reason to send it forward. You'll notice Zest, by placing a gateway here, has protected this pylon. By placing these 2 pylons here, has protected his worker line. In fact, against a 6 pool, the only vulnerable location would be here, hitting this pylon. But of course we would have seen it already, so we can easily build a pylon here or over here. These positions defend against early pools very, very nicely. So then, this is where, for the remainder of this game, I'm going to be going a little faster, because we have 5 games to get through. Count them, 5. Oh, good, you know how to count. That's incredible. Good on you for counting to 5. Wait. Wait, hold on one sec. Okay, sorry, I just had to type because Aqua was more worried he would not get a mug. We gotta get Aqua to mugs. So, everything seems to be pretty much as is to be expected. We have a Protoss without a Forge, which feels super duper scary. This is why Zest is scouting around every which way. It is not as important that Zest sees the 3rd. It's more important that Zest sees the late pool. If you're Zest, you know there's a 3rd base over here. If you're not Zest, that's okay. You can see a pool not being done, so you know that you are not under threat. So even though this looks like Zest is being just a corner-cutting bastard, he's actually looking okay. All chrono boosts spent on probes and on absolutely nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. Just get as many of the probers as you can. Stargate gets started right away. And right now, I want you to just understand why this is kind of the norm build in this matchup. We get an early expand, and then because we cut the Forge, we get a gateway fast, which lets us get a core fast, which lets us get a Stargate fast. Now, why get Warp Gate before Mothership Core? Because the real threats happen not now, but in a little bit. It would be great to have Warp Gate in a little bit, as opposed to having Mothership Core now. Mothership Cores are good at defending right now, but once he has, 20 Zerglings, a Mothership Core is not as good as Warp Gate. So if you're in an emergency, get the Mothership Core. If you are not in an emergency, get the Warp Gate. Now, we see over in camp... Oh, shit, did my stream crash? No one visits that camp anyways. Good. We see geysers going down at 5:30. This might be the only really notable thing that Life has done yet. Oh, look at that beautiful animation. So good. Life has gone triple hatch, gotten triple queen. Look at it. Look at it. It's great. He's just been getting drones. Look at the count of units. Only just now getting lings. How many? Just 2. Why? Because of this map. Dude. This is blocked. This is covered. And this has a queen at it. Okay, cool. We basically have this entrance and this entrance. Done! Right? We're in fine shape. We don't really need that many lings. So we see Zest getting the 2 gateways. Notice that these 2 gateways align perfectly for when Warp Gate is done. Chrono Boosts have gone down, almost exclusively on probes. A few on the Stargate. Don't worry if you're a new player trying to figure out when you should be chronoing Nexus versus Stargate. Always chrono the Nexus, because in this show I can't go into detail on that. Everything going as expected with Spore, 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 everywhere else. Okay, what now? This is Das big moment. This is the big moment, right? Fast layer. Why? Because we just got these at 5:30. We're building drones. Everything is looking good. Everything's looking fine from the vantage point of both players. And here's the big moment. I gotta back up. I gotta back up. I gotta back up. I gotta back up. Oh my god, I gotta back up. Look, I'm not gonna back up anymore. This Phoenix killed an Overlord, alright, dude? Just look at me. Let's think about this a little bit. Our opponent went for an early expand. Totally normal. He got a cybernetic score. Totally normal. He's going for something. So, as much as we like to talk about all the conditionals of things that could or couldn't be happening and what composition and this, that, or the other, we're going to talk about one tiny little realm of that. If you're on 3 bases as Zerg, and you see Stargate tech, what now? Just that tiny little situation. The tiny little one. Watch this shit. This is awesome. This tiny little situation. We're on 3 bases. We're against a fast Stargater. What now? Which I believe is a quote from Hearthstone. What now? Alright, cool. Cool, cool, cool. First, pool, give me the lings. Roach Warren, when you getting built? When the layer is halfway done. In other words, these will both finish at about the same time. 55 seconds versus 80 seconds. I like to round. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Look at this. Nothing but drones. Nothing but drones. Nothing but drones. Geysers. A lot of geysers. What's the play here? I'm going to describe to you things from the Protoss point of view, and then we're going to go all life for the rest of the game. Protoss says, goodness, I need 3 gateways so I don't die. I'm now going to go Phoenix. This will force him to build anti-air. Hydras. Ooh, Colossus is good against Hydras. What if he goes Mutas? Oh, I have Phoenixes versus that. What if he decides to build a bunch of ground units? Colossus are also good against that. What if he builds Corruptors? That's the thing that Colossus and Phoenixes struggle against. But that's okay, because I'll have my 3rd base by then, right? Some Zerg players like to do this. They get the Corruptors up to deal with the Phoenixes, and then they go into like Mass Mutalisk or some crap like that. And the Phoenixes continue building and so on and so forth. Watch this cool play that Life does. This is really cool. It's the simplest play in the world. Get him to build things that are bad against Mutalisks, and then go Mutalisks. That sounds crazy, right? We got the Spire coming up. We got the Evo Chamber going up. We're still going drones. We're still going drones. Still going drones. We're still going drones. We're still going drones. 66, 67, 68. Still more coming out. 70. Oh, God. There's so many drones. We're still building them. We're getting roach speed. Look at us. We're getting missile attacks. Look at us again. We have just 3 queens. We got 73 ass drones. We make sure to build overlords because we're not a noob or a world champion. The Zerglings got here. I don't care why. You know, whatever. That's fine. Now here's the sexiness. Corruptor's coming out with an expansion. Look at how early we are in the game. 10 minutes. Look at how early we are in the game. Corruptor's getting masked up at 10 minutes. Virtually everyone is going to be doing this Colossus into this expand. There's some players who just get gateways and expand, and either way it's fine. You just build, like, you know, a few less Corruptors. 10 Corruptors getting produced. And then immediately roaches. Immediately masses of roaches. This is designed to not die. In fact, look at this. Most Protosses who are experts are so confident that they will stay alive that they get a Warp Prism. Or they get follow-up tech. Lesser Protosses will just build another Colossus, no problem, baby. Boom! 10 Corruptors. Watch this. Watch this. Expansion coming down, right? No drones getting made. Corruptors leading the charge. Roaches getting rallied behind it. Look at this. Lings to reinforce an attack. There's an attack coming. Why the hell would there be an attack coming? Because we can kill off anything out of the Stargate thanks to Corruptors. He's very unlikely to have Blink or a lot of Gateway units because he went Robo. These Phoenixes are no problem. Mama Ship Core, see you later. Mama Ship Core gets sniped very easily by Corruptors. A small but absolutely critical point. Warp Prism cancel to get an Immortal. More Immortals coming up. Roaches getting produced. Spines. Ooh. There's one drone getting built. Nice. Just Lings and Roaches flooding in. Lings and Roaches, Lings and Roaches. Is this looking familiar? Some of you might not recognize this. This is super important. Getting the Immortal down, low on health. Just teasing, poking in here, forcing force fields to be wasted. Attacking in the open regions. Zest, a superstar, pulling his Colossus back. Are you seeing what's going on here? Lings getting built. It's very easy to say, oh, Lings are getting built because they're fast. This is what we're seeing right now is the oldest trick in the book. Attack. Force him to build anti-ground units. Sentries. Zealots. Immortals. Look how few Stalkers there are. Force him to build those. And then, boom! Surprise, Mutalisks. We're building Zerglings to save up gas for Mutalisks. So, this is a complex series of stepping in varying directions that amounts up to one of the most basic plays in all of ZVP. Get them to build things that Mutalisks are great against, and then kill them with Mutalisks. Life is getting a Hydralisk Den behind this. He's still building all sorts of units behind this. But think about this. He built 10 Corruptors and immediately flooded with a shitload of ground units. The only thing Zest is going to have to defend, typically, will be Phoenixes, Void Rays, Colossus, and a handful of weak ground stuff. But these Corruptors take care of all of that. Corruptors are not good for a long time. They're only very briefly very good. So great! Life just builds the Corruptors and attacks immediately with Roaches and Lings. Forcing Zest to build all these units. Forcing him to build all these things like Immortals that Mutalisks are amazing against. And then all of a sudden 14 Mutalisks. Surprise! 14 Mutalisks. Just fantastic. There's no base. Corruptors come in. Oh, everything looks good to be attacked. Stuff's starting to die. Now, many people would just go Mutalisks non-stop here. I think that's fine. It's kind of hard to go wrong right now. I mean, Life is so confident that things are going to go right that he attacks this head-on, which causes the loss of a reasonable chunk of his units. I think it's very reasonable to just go non-stop Ling Mutalisk. You might want to be a little less eager with the attacks like this. But I mean, you know, Life just plays intuitively. 4 hatches, lots of gas. And he just goes Ling, Roach, Muta. He just builds whatever the hell. He's even getting Groove Spines from the Hydralisk Den, although we don't see any. Easiest defense in the world. Right? Oh yeah, who's a world champion? Life's a world champion. We're going to see so many more world championship moves in this. But think about how simple this is. I'm going to make stuff, Lings and Roaches, to force you, Protoss, to build more Zealots, Sentries, Immortals. Ooh. And then I'll hit you with the Mutas. Most Protosses, they're going for Phoenix first. Most Protosses are saying, hey, I'm going to be good against Mutas. You can go Mutas if you want, but I already have 5 Phoenixes. I already have a Stargate. I can kill you. So Life, instead of just going Corruptor and going straight into Mutalisk, he rushes Corruptor and then goes Ling Roach. Oh shit, says Zest. I went Colossus, Void Ray, Phoenix. Ugh! He's pulling back. He's defending. And then he goes right back to building units that Mutalisks are bad against. And then he kills them with Mutalisks. It's like really simple. It's simple! I think that if you want to mimic this, just do the following. First, identify that he's early expanded, and then going for air. You should see that pretty soon, especially between 7 and 8 minutes. And then you just keep droning, get Corruptors. I'm liking this. And then once you get Corruptors, boom! Ling Roach, and then a little bit Muta. It's a simple thought process, but when you spend, you know, thousands of games trying to stay alive against the best players in the world, sometimes it's a little bit scary to try to do something so different. And yet he did. God, what a boss. He also is 17 and won Blizzcon. Am I 28? That's the oldest question I've ever asked. I am 28. Holy shit ass. Damn. Ugh. Let's see, it's 7:28. Good, we've been live for about 20 minutes. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is a short game. This is a short game. Doom, 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 doom. Alright, let's talk about reads. We're going to watch this all from Life's perspective. The oldest question Sean has ever asked. How old am I? What's my age? I stopped keeping track. Now, normally people would think that might be bad, but that's actually boss as hell. Oh my god. It's like one of the most boss things that you can possibly say. It's like, how many world championships have I achieved? I don't even know. I don't know what that number is. Life checks himself to make sure proxies don't wreck himself. He builds a hatch, early expanding, no problem. He's going to do a similar thing to what we saw in previous games. He goes for a 3 hatch before pool. This is a little bit of a research game because often you can lose to some cannoning stuff here. But Life is rushing to position himself up here and also to spot this area. Very brave. Very bold. Leia, this man is very bold. Hash on 18, Leia. And he spots the Nexus. Fantastic. Now, there's 2 kinds of players who will go for a Nexus first. Come on, think about it. What are the kinds? You know the answer to this. You know Forge first and Gateway first. What is this guy doing? What is he doing? Tell me. You tell me. What is he doing? What is he doing? Come on. Come on. We don't see a pylon. He's going Gateway first. If he's going Forge first, he needs to have a pylon here to get a cannon down. There's no pylon at all. You know he's going Gateway first. I think this was an extractor trick for whatever odd reason. Or it's because the probe was coming in. It doesn't have an impact on the greater glory that is this game. Okay, let's learn about timings. Life builds a 1 queener, 2 queener. Soon enough, 3 queener. Now there's a variety of things. Oh yeah, Aquamarina says we can see the gateway in the production tab. Whoops, man, that woohoo, man, that ruins my credibility. I'm like, guys, how many queens is he building? Think about it. How many queens is he building? How many are there? I mean, it says. I know it says, but maybe I shouldn't ask so many damn questions. Now we have Life. Poking and prodding and checking the front. Now, if there are no buildings built here, after a while, what can you conclude? This guy went for some kind of tech. We're going to pause it in just a second. We're going to pause when we start to see things. I mean, everything up to right now is just building drones. Don't overcomplicate it. This dude's building drones. We're trying to get the reads. Trying to get some sick, slick reads out of this. We see just a stalker. Just a stalker and nothing more. I think about 6 minutes is when we're going to pause it. 5:30 on extractors. Very common for 3 hatch before pool. Look at Life microing this like a boss. Alright. What's he up to? What is he up to? I want you to think about what this guy is up to. Not Life. Zest. Actually, I'm going to remove this because, again, Aquamariner, take it back. What is Life up to? Shit, what is Zest up to? Zest? He's going Mothership Core. He's gone Stalker. He's built this front. Think about what he's up to. We haven't seen gases. Think about it. Think about it. When we come back, we're going to show you how Life thought about it. Boom! We'll be back in a sec.